One thing in general we as black people could agree to or agree on, and that is whenever there is a progress within our community, there's a rather big chance that someone will stir the pot and betray what, and thus whenever we try to whether build an economy or attempt in which to deal with social injustices, there is always that one, if you like, Uncle Tom that somehow seem to be present and putting a spanner in the works. Why is this? Out of all the races, only black people have this problem. As I continue with this video, slowly I want to reveal the answer to what Shaka actually prophetically said about the black race, and disturbingly enough, his words are coming true. If you look at the state of the black community, we are more likely to betray each other, kill each other more than white people. And there's a reason for this, and the reasons Shaka and his history and what happened to him will tell us, and most of all, his prophetic words are true in relationship to how we interact with each other, how we deal with each other when it comes to business or when it comes to banking. Shaka's last words and the state of the black race today, we have to ask the question, was he a prophet? Was Shaka the black version of the Messiah? Then how do you explain that his prophetic words, his last words before he died or was assassinated, is actually true in regards to the state of Africa today? Now I will go into what he said. Shaka was a bit like the Colonel Gaddafi. Colonel Gaddafi wanted to unite Africa, and I think he tried to do it under one currency, but the European imperialists decided that this was not going to happen. They wanted to control Africa and leave Africa under their rule, so they assassinated Colonel Gaddafi. However, what makes Shaka similar to Colonel Gaddafi, probably stronger and more intelligent, was that he had a force, an army that terrified the British. The only reason why in the early 1800s that the British were able to subdue the Zulu powerful African nation was simply because they had guns. That's the only reason why. Otherwise, Shaka and his army would have destroyed the British and took over Europe, which was his design. But because all they had was spears and shields, the British were able to subdue them, meaning that the Zulu army was stronger. They just didn't have guns. And you can see in this picture here that here the British army struggling and sweating with their fat selves using guns. Can you imagine today going up against someone with a gun and all you have is a sword? So it speaks for itself. That's the brief history of King Shaka. But let's get to his prophetic words. He was murdered by his half-brother, stabbed in the back. His half-brother was named Dongan. Okay? And what's interesting is that when his half-brother Dingan killed him in the back, his last words will haunt you. His prophetic words will make sense when you begin to realize why we don't support black business, why we hate each other so much. His last words will be devastating to the condition of the black mindset today. When Shaka was stabbed in the back by his half-brother, he said these words, "You will never, ever be able to trust each other as a race, and Africa will never be black people's, but run by white people. He said, are you stabbing me, kings of the earth? You will come to an end through killing one another. You will come to your end, your demise, your genocide by killing one another. And the worst thing about this prophetic words is that we cannot say, well, he said it in 1800s and they have no bearing, because look at the state of our people. Look at the black and black genocide, black and black killings. And most of all, we refuse to support each other's business. We refuse to support or even build the black economy. And Shaka says we will forever kill each other and stab each other in the back to the joy of our white enemies. So that's the reason why black business fails. That's the reason why Africa is in the state that she's in today. It's interesting that the prophetic words said in 1800s and 300 years later. If you look at our condition, there must be a reason why he said those words. What did he see inside the hearts of black people? That we would forever stab each other, pretend that we're uniting, but exploit each other using religion, or even indeed using politics. But it seems that black people as a whole, we cannot unite and we cannot trust each other. And Zulu, Shaka, the greatest warrior ever to come out of Africa, uttered that we would forever kill each other until we are exterminated. Black people like to say they are cursed. Well, if that's your fantasy, it seems your fantasy is coming true, because Shaka has now put a curse on our people. And since the genuine men like Malcolm X and Khalid Muhammad and Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, Dr. John Henry Clark, there's been no other genuine black leaders. They've all worked for the CIA, MI5, or they did not have black interest at heart. So it seems that Shaka's words are true. We are run by a pack of snakes who do not have black interest, because we are born to kill each other. This book by Kevin Lloyd, which you can get on Amazon, is very African centric, very powerful. It tells you how to deal with psychological racism and indeed empower your black family, empower your relationship. What makes it unique is that not only is it highly sexually charged, erotic and poetic, but it will cleanse the black mind from this curse, that we will learn to love each other, appreciate each other, and indeed build ourselves a good business. You can get this book from Amazon.